Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, June 22nd, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they're voting on student loan forgiveness today over in the US. And so I think we'll be seeing the results of that today. Can anyone confirm? And that should have interesting implications for a lot of things, as you guys got quite a large student loan bill.
Oh, I can confirm that.
Awesome. And thank you very much for the calendar. Got jobless claims. That looks like it's in line with consensus. Is that what your photo's showing me?
Yeah.
Excellent. Sam, XRP and the lawsuit ruling. Do you have any more? I know, this is a fight they've been fighting for 2 years now. I'm not sure if something changed recently. I think they're still coming up towards the end. Like it's still not over yet. But they've been fighting this for quite some time.
Going back to the student loan, I thought that was already accepted and negotiated for October for payments to continue.
Have they been suspended this whole time?
Yeah. Well, for me at least, yeah, I would assume so.
I hope so. Damn, well, that's awesome. Well, not that it's resuming. But so then that means probably we're going to see, I would assume, even a further decrease in trading volumes if student loan payments are to resume, and things are going to get even more quiet as a lot of the money gets kind of sucked away from people who are
because I think
Yep.
I think that was one of the topics negotiated by both sides. So I think October is the month they settled on for to continue.
Got it. All right. Now, are there publicly traded, student loan companies? Or are these specific?
Isn't it SoFi that focuses mostly on student loans?
Yeah, but they don't do federal, right?
I think even if they don't do federal, they would be implicated because people are more, they're now splitting whatever money they have between federal and private.
I just know that if my student loans, if I were to move them to SoFi, I would not qualify for the forgiveness.
Right, you wouldn't. But it still affects SoFi because they still have student loans though.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying it's not like a direct correlation to the forgiveness.
Oh, so you're saying right now customers who are with SoFi, they're paying their student loans because they're not eligible for the
I would
waiver
assume
right
so. I don't have first-hand knowledge, so.
Well, how's SoFi doing? Let me see.
And that's just one of SoFi's products because they're trying to be like a all-in-one company where they have an investing platform. They have, and they just introduced options on that not too long ago. And there's also checking, credit cards, like pretty much everything for finance.
So it looks like they're doing pretty good. They're sitting at 8.5, I think. Yeah, they've had a decent rally. But yeah, I think they're just trying to expand, have all their hands in the cookie jar. Can't blame them.
All right, slight detour from that. Would you guys bet on Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg in a fight?
Is that really true? Is that confirmed? Are they really, or are we speculating here?
No, well, I mean they're dishing it out on social media, but
Oh, okay. So it might not yet. I definitely think Elon Musk. I don't know. After seeing Zuckerberg with the sunscreen all over his face, riding a surfboard, I'm not too sure about the guy. You know, the picture of him having just covered in sunscreen, full white on. But then again, Elon is kind of a dork too, so.
there we go. I posted the image in chat. But
Yeah,
Mark
that
actually
one. Oh, that's right. Mark does what does he do? You karate?
jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, definitely.
MMA training, mixed martial arts.
I think the only fair solution is they
Yeah.
fight in the metaverse, which is powered
No,
by
no,
a
no,
Tesla
no.
battery.
I
And
gotta
then
see
they
Mark
can
in
prove
action.
themselves. Or we can always do everyone's favorite. It's Wii boxing, but you actually have to punch at each other as you play Wii boxing. That's always a great
Wii
one.
boxing. Or we could do soccer poppers. You know that
No,
one?
it's ultimate Wii boxing. You do Wii boxing, but you face each other and throw real punches. It's great.
All right, looks like Chad is very much on the side of Zuck, unless Elon Musk gets a whole bunch of maybe not so fair advantages like a flamethrower or exoskeleton.
So are we essentially getting Celebrity Deathmatch? Because I was all for that show, and I'm fine if that's a thing now.
Well, in the world of business, I mean, who's winning? Meta's recovered significantly from its lows, but so has Tesla. So even
Yeah,
if
'cause
Zuck wins, oh
The
sorry.
bull market or the bear market ended in October, so just wanted to mention that again. Sorry to
Yes,
cut you off.
brilliant call.
Rylar, question for you. I get you think that the bear market's over, and I'm neither agreeing nor disagreeing with you. Do you then also think that inflation is headed down in order to match that, or is that a separate thing? For
No,
you?
I think they're slightly disconnected. Because I think the pain that the market has experienced, like, I just don't see us having another 20% drop in the S&P 500. But you can record this and shame me for it if that happens.
I won't shame you. I was just genuinely curious. I keep my shaming to opinion, and only about his work at Citadel.
Yeah, he's still working for Kenny. Oh shit, he's here.
But in his defense, the toilets have never been cleaner, so he's on it. I gotta give opinion credit for that.
Well, Kenny G. All right, let's move back to plays then. What else have we got? What else is moving? Root jumping up. What's going on with Root? Let's take a quick look.
Acquired.
Holy crap. They're up 42%. They got acquired.
Offer to be acquired.
Wow, at over a 200% premium. Wow. Odd company to benefit from this, but Carvana apparently owns 8.5% of Root's outstanding stock.
So I see Ape is up 11%. Was there any news that I missed, or is this just pre-market nothingness?
You're our in-house ape expert, so I defer to you.
I see no news on it, which is why I'm asking.
Let me check my app. I'll see if there's anything.
I tried looking for a little bit, but it's hard to find information on it. Everything wants to talk AMC, but not so much the preferred shares. AMC is also down 7%, so I'm assuming there's news about it, because those two moves would suggest that something happened.
The only news I found is just referencing that it moved in pre-market. No explanation why.
Yeah, nothing talks about Ape. Okay, that's fine.
No, there's some news. There's the judge of the case got a letter from the master prosecutor or something like that on behalf of the people or something, the company, and she's like the big lawyer of the case, and she or something. She's like anyways, was told to allow the merger of AMC to go through without any hesitation or allowing for the people who are suing to stop it. He was told to basically dismiss everything that they're saying.
So you kind of cut in and out, but you're saying they essentially settled and the judge was told to just dismiss the case at this point and both lawyers agreed?
No, I'm saying that somebody who's like very high up in the law of these kind of things told the judge that he should dismiss the suit and rule in favor of Adam Aaron and the AMC company.
Well, there you have it, boys.
So
Ape to the moon. $2 billion of dilution coming in to save the movie theaters. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, I noticed that it got up to like 193, which is the highest that it went last time it was jumping up. So it looks like the magic number is priced in here, 193. But hey, $1.93 turning into a $4 stock, pretty good deal.
Probably settle somewhere closer to the mid to low threes, I would guess, but we'll see what happens. I think it's going to beat up AMC more. That's going to help Ape, but it'll help Ape.
Let's see. Mathematically, it should bring AMC down more than it brings AMC up, right?
It should hurt AMC significantly more than it helps Ape, but Ape should go up.
Right.
So if you've been sitting in this for like 6 months, is it now? I don't know. Time is a flat circle. Hey, maybe there's a light at the end of that tunnel.
Now, while the cinema companies may be a little bit lucrative, I think moviegoers are not the best market to invest in right now, but rather gamers. And with this specifically, I think I have a great play. No pun intended. The play is Ticker Play, PLAY, Dave & Buster's. if you thought GameStop was an interesting casino where you buy products and then sell them back at a lower rate, Dave and Buster's is a whole nother animal, quite literally. You can buy tickets and then gamble on stuffed animals that are worth less than what you pay for them. And this endless cycle never ends. And people just buy memberships for Dave and Buster's. It's the next big thing.
Are there still Dave and Buster's? I feel like I can't even think of one in my entire state.
They just built a new one by us, and it's always packed. Weekdays, weekends, always cars in the lot.
Well, there you go. What do I know?
Are there any other interesting companies on the earnings calendar? Because like FedEx and Lazy Boy were on Tuesday, and I haven't seen any other plays people talking about.
Rylar, you did that Lazy Boy play because you were bored, right? Did that pay off?
Yeah. But I broke even on it because, like you recommended, I sold that call on it, and the IV crush made it pop. So I was able to buy it back for a profit and then sell my shares. Actually, they climbed back to my cost basis, so it was just a wash.
That'll work.
Yeah. But anyone that followed that or any of my plays should realize that I just kind of throw a dart at a dartboard with a blindfold, so that's how it rolls. And I mean, just for the earning stuff, usually I put thought into my other plays.
I was talking about Intel calls yesterday, and I set aside, pretty decent amount of money for it. Holy shit, man, what was I wrong? It was like the worst performer yesterday in the market. I mean, it was down 6%. So I was right that it was gonna move. I just got the direction wrong. Classic, textbook sell the news event here, though. I was kind of worried.
What was the news on that one?
Oh, well, actually, okay. Well, so they were climbing up all week, right? And then everybody was getting excited, and then they came out with the whole Germany has decided to subsidize a $20 billion or $30 billion facility that they're building with $10 billion. Jerusalem, Israel is going to subsidize a new facility for them as well. And then they had their Open Foundry Forum talking about how they're going to open up their tooling and all this other stuff to smaller companies and basically diversify around the world, and have make compete with TSMC on the manufacture of chips. I mean, pretty bullish stuff, but the stock just absolutely crumbled. So total sell the news thing. And by about 8:45, I realized that they weren't going to save it, so pulled out. Got slaughtered. But we'll see what happens.
Another gaming play I'm quite bullish on would have to be, and I guess more athletic than gaming, I suppose. But ticker MODG, MODG, Callaway Topgolf brands. They own every Topgolf in America. Topgolf returns 60% of its invested cash per year, and Callaway, from what I hear, makes good golf clubs. That being said, Topgolf is really innovative and completely changes the game of golf. And it's a paradigm shifting play, to say the least. I think it has double, triple potential within the next few years.
What was that ticker? GOMG?
No, MODG, MODG.
Okay. Because we do have a Topgolf here on the Northeast. And I go there sometimes with some friends, but it's always packed. It's like they don't suffer low demand or anything.
The 60% statistic was target cash-on-cash returns, which the company expects to be between 50 and 60% in a period of 2.5 years after the initial investment. And yeah, most people have like one or a couple of Topgolfs that are like within driving distance, but I can assure you they're building them everywhere they possibly can.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's only seemed to be just one or two in the whole state of NJ. But it's pretty packed. You have to book in advance. So I don't see the increase in supply here with Topgolf. I wish there was more.
I mean, their price to book is 0.94, which is pretty good, but they have negative free cash flow, which is kind of concerning.
Okay.
But the price to book looks really nice. It's under $1. It's under one, rather. And I saw a commercial the other day with Steph Curry and some other stars are doing some kind of a tournament, golf tournament, a playoff or something like that. So the industry itself is trying to raise awareness, and not with Topgolf particularly, but just in general for golfing in general.
Gotcha.
They're getting these stars that are playing these and it's going to be on television. So they have this televised tournament between stars, which is going to raise the awareness, I guess, for golf among, in this case, I guess it would be basketball players if you're into Steph Curry and some of the other pro basketball players.
So, to shift topics here, I want to talk about Turkey's central bank. Now, with the current president, Erdogan, I don't know how to say his name, and how he believes that interest on loans or interest overall should be low, because it goes against his religion or whatever he believes in. But Turkey's central bank just hiked interest rates to 15%. Isn't that a bit concerning? That out of all the countries, Turkey is now also hiking interest rates.
Didn't they suffer from like catastrophic inflation?
Yeah, that was due to the president's policy of keeping interest rates low. But this just happened. The Turkey's central bank increased the rate, did a rate hike of 15%.
They had no choice there. I think someone mentioned earlier that their inflation rate is like 60%. So they really don't have a choice but to raise interest rates. Either that or somehow increase productivity massively, which
But
they can't really do.
The way it's set up, I think the president can pick and choose who's on the central bank board. So if he can pick and choose, I mean, I would think all of these, the whole central bank would be under his, under his purview. They would just follow whatever his economic plan is.
Yeah, but they're also part of the they're also part of the EU, so the EU might have some influence. The European Central Bank might have some influence.
I didn't know that.
In what they do. Yeah, Turkey's a member of the European Union. Either way, that might be a nice opportunity. I mean, if you're living in the U.S. where the inflation
Actually, they're saying they're not part of the EU.
They are part of the EU. I think, or am I thinking NATO?
Yeah, probably NATO.
Why wouldn't they use euros if they were in the EU?
Right, they use the lira, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking NATO. Sorry about that. Nevertheless, if you're living in the U.S. and you can put your money in a Turkish bank and get 15% return, that's not bad. Because you're facing U.S. inflation, but you're getting Turkish interest rates.
All right. That being said, 9:00. You guys have any plays in the chat?
So the only one I've been doing consistently is kind of swing trading between 3x Healthcare and 3x Tech, Cure and TECL, and I think it's rotating back from tech in the healthcare because it's just my hunch from looking at the charts. Like they tend to swing back and forth. So just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, so according to ChatGPT, Turkey is an associate member of the EU, they don't have full membership because of political, economic, and human rights issues. Their full membership is kind of slow, but they applied for membership in 2005. Has anyone seen Loose lately? Because he brought up.
He's doing like real world stuff.
He pops into
right.
the main chat every once in a while, but he's been really busy.
Because one of the companies that he said was running low on cash, Pure Cycle Technologies, Papa Charlie Tango, their stock shot up like 24% yesterday. Apparently, they successfully piloted converting Class 5 polymer plastics into like recycling them to make them ultra pure, so they have no smell, no color, and they can be resold again. And I guess that was a pretty major milestone for them to be able to do that throughout their manufacturing process. But Luce had them on his list of companies that are likely to go bankrupt in the next 6 to 12 months. I was just wondering if he had any more updates on that, because I think if they're successful with these, recycling these plastics, it's pretty big. And the basis for their technology is a patent that was actually awarded to Procter & Gamble. And PureCycle is the exclusive licensee of that patent. And it sounds like they're making progress on making it happen so that you can reuse plastics and make them ultra pure again. That might be pretty big if they can get over their cash shortage.
So just for clarifying, that was actually a Scald play that he had from like 2 years ago when they IPO'd, that then had a follow-up Hindenburg report that completely tore the company apart. And then Luce came in, ran the numbers, and said that they should be out of cash sometime around August. So just to clarify all of that.
Thank you.
However, that was back in like April, so I don't know, probably early April, so I don't know what the update is since then. But yeah, he felt that by August they'd be done, but Scald originally brought up that they didn't even have, at the time, like water connected to their water treatment facility.
Yeah, I wasn't around 2 years ago, so I was not aware of that. Sorry about that.
Oh no, in April he brought this information up. He had just mentioned that it was a play from 2 years ago.
I was wondering if they were a competitor to Ecolabs, because Ecolabs has got a little bit of that like plastic breakdown disposal kind of stuff.
They're recycling it based on a patent that they have exclusive license to. So I don't think they're competing with Ecolab unless they've changed the licensing terms. Unless Procter & Gamble changed the licensing terms of the patent.
Do you guys know about Mara? M-A-R-A? Marathon Power? Or Marathon
Digital? Mara is Marathon Digital.
Is that a Bitcoin miner?
Crypto miner, yeah.
Yeah, so they went up yesterday. my buddy totally called it. I don't really know anything about them, but I thought that maybe somebody else would.
Just based on the percentage of total supply of Bitcoin they own, the most parallel play to Bitcoin in the stock market would probably be MicroStrategy. But tickers like Mara and Riot, which mine it and hold a lot of their assets in it, also run pretty parallel to it.
They're saying Riot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
both
Riot.
are pretty popular.
Right. Riot and Mara tend to mirror Bitcoin's moves. And Bitcoin's had a nice run up recently because of all the news with the BlackRock, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, and all the stuff that's going on with large institutions now trying to launch their ETFs and exchanges.
I would I'm somewhat of a Bitcoin permabull, but I think, if it raised $1 trillion in market cap with no institutional investment, now that actual money is getting involved from BlackRock and these firms, it's indicative of what could come.
I agree. I think in the near future, we're not going to be talking about Bitcoin anymore. We're going to be talking about Satoshi, the fraction of a Bitcoin, as opposed to full Bitcoins.
Do you think? I feel like people are finally or Bitcoin's hitting the mainstream. It might be a while before they adopt Satoshi as a nomenclature.
You're saying Bitcoin's going to join the Matrix?
Yeah.
Well, even Jay Powell in his testimony to Congress felt that Bitcoin has a solid future in the financial industry, but it's got to be regulated properly.
Isn't that the antithesis of crypto?
No. I mean, there's a lot of shady players. You got your FTXs. I mean, Bitcoin has not introduced or prevented really any crimes in terms of financial crimes that you can do with any instrument like that. And there does need to be regulation and oversight so that you don't have Sam Bankman-Frieds and all these other people treating it like it's the Wild West. Because ultimately, people that are in it want stability and transparency, and like the people that are into Bitcoin aren't the people that are into fraud necessarily.
And like the value of Bitcoin, I don't think I'm one to say the Satoshi should be the metric we should use, but Bitcoin as a total value, the total supply of it should be equal or greater to the cost to compute the full ledger when the blockchain is finished. And current predictions say that if computational power bottlenecks here, it would take over a century for us to get to that point. That's a hell of a lot of time for growth.
Correct.
Hello, everyone. I've decided this morning to double down on Disney.
Dude, I was just about to ask if anybody was bullish on Disney.
At these prices, yeah. I mean, it's like at a 5-year low almost. So yes.
You gonna get your kid another share to hang on the wall?
Well, no, I'm going to buy 100 because this is for Daddy. But yeah.
And hang those on the wall?
And hang what on the what? No, I don't care.
Well,
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
Well, I'm not gonna try and talk you out of it because, like, isn't it at like 88 or something?
Yeah.
$80,
Yeah.
dude. What a disgrace, as
Yeah.
some people would say. But you know, it's not. I know it's really low. It's still not a buy for me though, because fundamentally, they haven't fixed what's wrong. Their CFO just quit, which is not a good sign because I know that they have a lot of money troubles in the back end there. And I think that she's getting out because she doesn't want to have to fix this huge mess that's going on.
Who's getting out?
The CFO quit. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did.
Apparently it was for family medical reasons, which is fine. Okay, that's a totally legit reason, and I'm not going to hunt that down or question it or get all conspiracy theory about that, you know. But they do have to buy out 33% of Hulu from Comcast, and I am almost positive that they do not have the money to do that. I'm almost 100% sure. And then they go and they buy the rights for the Incredible Hulk for like, I don't know, some $1 million or something like that. But and I was like, oh, what's that? And I looked into it. It was for the rights to the movie The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. And I'm like, why? Why would you spend this money when, like, you should be selling IP, not buying it? But maybe they're buying it to get the whole collector set, so they can sell it all in one big package. But anyways, it is, dude. This is like rock bottom price, and I'm fully aware how ridiculous it sounds to be still bearish on it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm going in though. I'm going to sell puts on it. If I get filled, then I'll have 100 shares of Disney. I'm going to sell a put contract on it.
Yeah, you know, if I've just prevented anybody from buying Disney for this long as I have been coming out here spitfiring bullish, bearish stuff on Disney since Iger came back in, and if I've prevented anyone from buying it, then I'm happy with that.
Hey, Scald, since you're here, can you do a quick update on Pure Cycle? I saw that their stock went up 24% yesterday because of successfully completing a trial run of recycling the Class 5 plastics into ultra pure pellets. Apparently, that was a major milestone for them, and they've proven their recycling process. Because I know you said that you were thinking of buying puts on them because they're running out of money.
Yeah, I've been in and out of the Pure Cycle put play. It's dropped pretty majorly a few times since the months ago when I first mentioned that it was going down. This little spike crushed a few of my puts, but you know, I've already taken profits on this position twice throughout the trade, and I'm still bearish.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, they have a total of $60 million in sales, and they're still valued as like their market cap is still massive, and their market cap to sales ratio, it just doesn't make any sense. They've just been burning money from their SPAC for the last 2 calendar years. I mean, will they survive as a company? Possibly. Is there going to be big downsies in the stock price? I mean, yeah, I think so. So that's where I'm at on Pure Cycle. On Disney, I'm going to try to get filled at 85 share. And see what happens. I think that would be a good entry point for Disney.
Slut, is that your screenshot? 53% portfolio?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Jeez. Godspeed, man.
Wow, you are
I know,
Super
Rad.
hands,
I was
huh?
gonna tag you in that.
I said like make it a small stupid bet, but you know what? You live your best life.
What can I say, dude? I'm bearish on Adam Aaron's ability to run his company, so I'm bullish on Abe. This is real, by the way. I am not faking this shit.
I hope AMC goes to $10,000 and you just spoil all the sluts.
I don't need it. I just need Ape to go to meet AMC somewhere below the middle.
I just want to point out, saying I'm not faking this shit is something a fraudster would say.
I took the screenshot at 169.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I know. I wish my average cost was lower though, but whatever.
I think I might buy a house in Turkey with my big American dollars.
I'm gonna go to Belize. Better weather.
The Turkish lira is just absolutely imploding right now in hyperinflation. So once it starts to get nasty, man, maybe I'll just buy a nice property on the Black Sea, you know?
Is that after the pitchforks come in the nation?
Is this the second time that it's blown up to hyperinflation, or has it just continued?
It just keeps going. I mean, this was just from today, but man, it just keeps going.
But the house prices would be in line with inflation, right? So
it's all about the PPP, man, the purchasing power parity. So if the purchasing power parity is stronger, then that means the US dollar is able to buy more relative to the cost of the Turkish lira. And so that's really what you have to look at. Does your dollar actually buy more, or is it just in line with like a hyperinflationary curve? And so if it's lagging, then you can actually get more for less money. And that effect is called PPP, or purchasing power parity. It's also called the Big Mac Index by some economists, because they use the price of look it up. They use the price of Big Macs around the world to determine purchasing power parity in a local economy versus their own.
It's transitory.
Well, now they have the former CFO of Silicon Valley Bank as one of their finance ministers, I think. I'm not making this up.
Yep.
It was either that or First Republic. It was one of the two banks that just
But how?
went this up.
Out of all the choices, why? That's what I don't understand.
Well, ask yourself this. Why is the guy who is literally the head of risk management at Bear Stearns still working on Wall Street? He still works on Wall Street. I have the dude on LinkedIn. I was like, bro, how do you still have a job in banking after being the head of risk management at Bear Stearns?
It's like they're purposely trying to cause the same thing again.
He's like the guy in Office Space that they moved to the basement.
Right. Yeah. He's just around. We're still paying him. We don't know what he does. My stapler.
Someone stole his stapler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry to ruin the joke, but with Robinhood, I guess like that it says 53.94% of portfolio diversity. Well, it's only talking about shares. And before I took the screenshot, I pretty much sold and took profit on almost everything. So the only thing left was things that I was negative in, and that's why it's showing so much of my portfolio as 8. Most of it's cash.
Yeah, I've seen people that go like full tits out on something, like just jack to the tits on leverage, like end up having over 100% diversity in an individual stock because they count the options plus the stock. I've seen screenshots posted of this. I've never had that happen, but pretty crazy. Are you just gonna hold on? Sorry.
It splits things into portfolios, so it'll split cash into one portfolio and stocks and options into a second portfolio.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
Another red day, looks like.
Right now, max pain for today is at 436. It's not going to be too red.
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip, indeed.
3 minutes till market's open, boys. Last minute plays, call them out. I'm looking at putting a monthly $85 put on Disney. See if I get filled at $85 or less on the stock price, right? Well, I mean, I'd be filled at 85, but technically the premium I make from selling the put will also offset the price slightly. Probably gonna do. Let me see if are there monthlies out there for 85. There should be. That's what I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna sell a monthly $85 put on Disney. I did this on Facebook. I sold 90s and 80s, and the 90 got filled, and my two 80s didn't. But I got 100 shares of Facebook at $90. It was glorious. Still holding them. I'm bullish on Facebook. Or sorry, Meta, as it's now called.
Yeah, dude. When you said I did this on Facebook, I was like, Facebook has a marketplace now where you can trade stocks?
Yeah.
It's early on the West Coast.
Yeah, I hear you.
Maybe you can sell like paper shares.
Dude, I don't know how it is for you guys, but like people just straight up sell drugs on Facebook Marketplace over here. It's radically brazen.
Yeah, I don't really have a social media presence. I mean, the last social media debatably even considered social media was Reddit, and now that they've thoroughly screwed that up, I'm pretty much done.
Spoiler, why were you searching for drugs on Facebook?
I wasn't. I was just on the marketplace scrolling through, and everybody was. Well, maybe they were just showing off their mushrooms. I don't know. They were.
It's so pervasive. You don't have to look for them; they look for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
They find you.
Also, there's other things that are illegal that are for sale on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, me.
Like butt plugs?
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, if you do a search for mirrors, there will be a bunch of pictures of people like wearing only their underwear, selling a mirror in quotes. And then they're like, it's $60 for an hour or something. And you're like, this is a weird mirror. What does that even mean? Anyway,
that's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, read between the lines.
I think there's even a subreddit of people selling mirrors and being accidentally like in the picture because of the angle that they took it. I'll have to find that, or that could just be a memory I planted in my own head.
Market is open, gentlemen. The stock market, the casino is open. The stock market is open.
So coin's shooting up. What did you think of this Ethereum and Bitcoin run recently, Scald?
I like it. I'm still holding all my positions through the Bitcoin halving of 2024 before I'm going to look at selling them. But it's nice to be up above 30. That's nice.
Seems to kind of correlate with the market going down. It's funny how it seems to have not replaced, but sort of saddled up right next to silver and gold as sort of safe havens of stores of value.
Yeah, it's finally starting to get the traction that people always hoped it would have, right? I mean, people have been saying that it's like a good alternative investment for years, but now we're finally seeing that. Oh, I must away, gentlemen. 1 second.
By the way, I was going to mention, Genome, Target did pretty good yesterday, considering the market. I mean, it was actually green. I think the Budweiser and Target curse may be over. They may have waited the people's memories out.
June 21st, $270 calls are up 10%. So we'll see what happens. I think they're trying hard to amend for their sins.
Well, I actually went to a bar and I ordered a Bud Light. And I had 3 women in the bar come up and talk to me, wanting to know, like, about me. So I thought that was very interesting. I think, well, I'm not quite sure what to think, but I asked the bartender if a lot of people were buying Bud Light, if anybody was boycotting. And he said he hadn't noticed any significant change. And it would be easy to notice because Bud Light was the best-selling beer in the country. So if everybody stopped buying all of a sudden, he would know. But I don't know. A lot of anecdotal stories, but I think it's over. Now they're at a discount.
That's right.
Budweiser is way overcompensating over here in Michigan. There's a grocery store with a whole Harley Davidson in it. It's a pretty small mire by me, but yeah.
I think hold on.
Did you all talk about the Elon Musk, Jeff Zuckerberg's cage match?
We've mentioned it, but there's nothing investable there.
Thank you. I just got on. I just thought it was an interesting thing. Just popped up in my face here. Sorry. Thanks.
I'm glad you brought it back up because I remember seeing that like Zuckerberg Meta commercial where he's like doing jujitsu. Like nobody's gonna play fucking contact sports with one of those VR headsets on. What in the hell is going on? This guy just cannot get it right. He sucks so bad at his ideas. It's ridiculous.
We've been over the slut spoiler. It's Wii boxing, but you face the other person and box them for real. And then you see if the results in life come out like the results on the screen.
Yeah, with a 7-pound headset that costs like $300. And he's like, "Look, I can do jujitsu on a beach now." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're not actually. What is his goal? Is his goal to just have like the kinetic synapse like all wired up so that he can do jujitsu in some kind of virtual? Just go and do it on a beach, dude. Just go and do it on a fucking beach. You're a billionaire, you know. Whatever. The guy should have done golfing, maybe, or soccer, but contacts one-on-one sport is just not how you sell the. It's so bad. It's such a bad marketing and advertisement. Yeah, I'm shocked at how ridiculous he is. And then remember, he had that whole like he had a meeting with Kramer in the metaverse or whatever. It was the most boring looking. That's what you should have on a beach, dude. That's what you should have in space, underwater. Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to write this guy a letter because he is just killing me.
Well, he could try marketing it as a tool to go visit the Titanic. All the benefits of seeing the Titanic underwater without all the risks.
Hey, there you go. There you go. That's a hell of an idea. I'm just convinced that like the metaverse thing was just like an idea that he brought up in a pitch meeting to a bunch of investors, and then he's just had to like sloppily double down on it until it just becomes a real thing, and he's like convinced he's right. The guy is no Steve Jobs.
An apple a day does not keep the doctor away.
So what are the numbers looking like for Elemental, Mongoose? Or Elements? Elementals? Heard they're not looking good. And which is a Disney thing. And then Warner Brothers is getting hit too. I think that just the whole movie's going like we should have summer blockbusters now. This is when they usually bust out their big guns and start selling and making a lot of money. Looks like Elementals is not doing well, and neither is Flash. And Indiana Jones is coming up. Indiana Jones gets released in 7 days, and spent like $301 million to make it, just to make it. One of the most expensive movies ever. It's on like the top 15. I don't think that it's going to sell nearly as well as Disney thinks, which is when I was gonna hope that they would start pumping it and people would get excited and Disney would go up, and then I was going to short it, but we'll see.
Elemental was 29.6, second worst opening for them. I really think that Pete Docter and the guys are trying to, help it. They got it right. People now that are getting TVs are so inexpensive now, and people are in the pandemic. People have really got used to now just saying, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to spend $10.50 a ticket plus everything else to go to a movie theater, pandemic or not. I mean, I think it's really changed the whole structure of this whole situation.
Yeah, Opinion was asking yesterday if this was a good way to judge companies based on movies or whatever. And it's like, actually, yeah, it is, because like everybody cares about the opening weekend because you can actually project all the way out to the lifespan of the movie from the opening weekend how well it's going to do. Like mathematically formulaic. And if you and the thing is, all these numbers, they're so public, you can see how much they spent on the movie, how much they made opening weekend, how much they're projected to make, how much they make internationally. You can sum it all up and see if they made a profit on it or not. And yeah, if they if they didn't, then the stock goes down. GameStop's acquiring you guys heard about this new launcher or whatever? GameStop moving into more, it has now gotten ankle deep into Web3 gaming. Kind of bullish. The company is transforming itself into a digital playground as opposed to physical games. Elixir Web3 game launcher. Just saying, if you're bullish on cryptocurrency, here's a perfect use case for it. Scald and I we're talking, like, I think it was like a month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that we're talking about how Steam forbids NFTs and crypto and microtransactions, I think. But I guarantee GameStop won't, because they're going to be built on all this Web3 stuff, which is built off of blockchain.
Yeah, the only people able to capitalize on like the Web3 and NFT thing would be GameStop, and also Epic. Epic Games on their Epic Game Store actually allows blockchain gaming.
Isn't there some kind of partnership between GameStop and Epic Games? As far as like digital stuff? There's like a lot of connections. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like I just keep on seeing like all the hype for Epic Games becomes hype for GameStop in some way, because they're tied together.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know that Gabe Newell, founder of Valve and Steam, is one of 4 people in the world that owns a personal submarine that can get to the depth of the Titan, the missing sub. So,
Well,
that's
maybe he should get in it and go and look for it, if you know what I mean, and get the
right.
hell out of the way of progress in the future. Just kidding. Did you
Well,
ever see that picture?
everybody was joking that he's taken the sub out twice, but just like Half-Life 3, he never does anything 3 times. So,
Oh, that chef's kiss. That's awesome.
they were like, "There's
Left
no
4
way he's
Dead,
going to rescue those people." Anyway,
Left 4 Dead, Half-Life. Oh my god, make a goddamn trilogy.
right? Come on.
Yeah, they someone said they banned all block. CB2239 says they banned all blockchain chain games off the platform. He's talking about Steam, and I think it's just because Gabe Newell doesn't want to he doesn't want to have to fix anything. Steam updates constantly, and I've never seen it actually make a difference. There is no new development.
Yeah, I mean, there's no economic incentive for them to allow it, right? I mean, basically, what they would be doing is right now, Steam is able to charge cut even on all in-game microtransactions. If they allow blockchain gaming, they would no longer get that cut. So they would be decreasing their revenues um, for no perceivable benefit to them. Whereas, places like GameStop and Epic Games are using it as a tool for player acquisition. So to them, having a smaller cut of a bigger pie is still appealing. But when you're the market leader, it doesn't make any sense. This is the inherent problem with monopolistic capitalism, right? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Like, just think about how many, total Eye of the Tiger kind of layer. It's like, how many years did Steam get away with being the only, I don't know, convenient digital downloader launcher, It had almost no competition at all for years and years.
I mean, what's crazy is Valve and Steam, wildly profitable, right? So, I mean, they've done very well for themselves. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to actually have to get on my computer and make some trades here. So I'm going to let you all go. I will see you all later.
Have any of you wonderful people checked out Magic Leap, which is not public, but the about Magic Leap and what came out with Apple?
I have not. Care to elaborate?
Oh no, I brought it up. It's just a quick deal. Magic Leap's been around for a while. It moved over now to more medical for its headset. It was from Davie, Florida. It's years ago. It was amazing web page with a whale coming out of a gym floor. It was amazing headset supposedly with the spatial, and it became to the consumer. It didn't really happen for that, and they had a lot of big investors, and Google invested like hundreds of millions, and they went to two, and they're doing okay with their headset. Just the idea that the what they had then and what they have now is so similar to what Apple put out with their own proprietary invention. So I just was the similarities to me were amazing. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Magic Leap. If you look them up, I looked them up after I spoke to you guys again, and it's a pretty amazing story. Just the similarities are a little bit astonishing to me. And this was years and years ago when Magic Leap first came to the forefront.
Yeah, these are tiny AR glasses. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Even one, Magic Leap One was tiny, and then people were trying to use it, and they showed people online with streaming how they what they did, and it just never really hit on that end yet. But they moved right over to medical. That's if you look at the web page, that's their thing, medical and other uses for professions. Yeah, just very interesting. I was there. Opened. They went into the old Motorola factory, I think Plantation or Davie, and that's what they picked. That's what where they are years ago. Slow spoiler. I don't know what's going to happen with this idea of Pixar's with movies coming out not making money, especially with Pixar, because Pixar, is continually doing that now. It seems a little bit, and I just know what's going to happen later. They're going to make their money other ways with their Disney Plus streaming. We had the pandemic. That was a reason for them doing that. It hurt everybody. I'm sure Disney, Pixar, which is the same. So I just don't know what's going to be going on in the next year or so with what they're going to do. It's going to be a change somehow. It's okay because whenever they make a movie or anything, if I'm on it and working it and it doesn't do well or it doesn't go anywhere or it goes right to stream, I still get my paycheck. So To answer your question, no, everyone doesn't get points or bonuses on if a movie does well. Only certain people do.